If you are a nurse at the 91st Evacuation Hospital overlooking the South China Sea, you can steal away to the beach and pretend there is no war and that there are no war casualties. But you know such pretense is short-lived, that you really cannot get away, that the flapping blades of a medical evacuation helicopter will shatter your dream and deliver the war right to your doorstep. A young American, his right arm blown away and his leg splintered, will be fighting for his life in the emergency room just yards away. The victim of a booby trap, he pleads with you to save his legs.
Are you gonna take both of my legs?
I don't know.
Please don't take my
Not unless we have to, believe me. That's the last thing we want to do.
I've given you my arm. Please don't take my legs.
You have been here nearly a year, and you wonder how many more armless and legless men will pass before your eyes.
I kind of just try and see that there's somebody that needs help, and I try not to let my personal feelings get involved. I think if I thought about each one and each wound, I wouldn't be able to function.
An examination has been made and a decision reached. The young lieutenant's legs are to be saved. He is lucky. Another booby trap victim, brought in later, will have both of his legs amputated.
Lieutenant Towns? Mike, do you have any allergies? Nothing that you're allergic to? Penicillin? No. Anything?
Nurse Linda Sorensen will help with the operation as she has with scores of others.
It may be winding down a little, but it's still things that are happening. The mine accidents and things just shouldn't be happening. It may be going down a little bit, but we still see the guys. The guys that are over here are still being hurt. He was really. It's funny because I felt that he was kind of better off than a lot of them are because he didn't have any abdominal wounds or anything. So he'll survive pretty. He'll have a pretty smooth recovery because it's his legs. But you say smooth recovery, and then you think, well, the guy hasn't got any legs.
It was grim work in those operating rooms, but lives were being saved. Lives that would have been lost in earlier wars. Part of the credit goes to the medevac helicopters and pilots who would brave enemy fire to rescue wounded men from the battlefield. Morton Dean went along on one of those missions from a dusty Army post called Hawk Hill, 350 miles north of Saigon.
The emergency call indicated that there are 3 injured, wounded GIs at a point about 60 miles from Hawk Hill. We're on our way, flying at about 1,500 feet above what has to be considered insecure, hostile territory, and we should reach the pickup point in about 15 minutes.
Man, this is going to be a wet race, Fatty. It's going to be just a landing.
Okay, nice. It was real fine. Building just a tad, no lights in, real fine.
Hey, something just hit us in the tail. Okay, slow it up.
Tail up.
Okay, nice and down now.
Right down, sir.
The medic thinks a grenade has exploded near the tail. A slight jolt, but the ship is okay.
Okay, don't worry. Just pull him off the litter when they bring it up.
You try your darndest to get in there, even if you're taking fire and all this bit. You try and pick this person up because they're really hurt. And you go crazy, and you just wonder if that's the time, is this the one that's going to be there, it's going to get me.
Hey, take all the frags off the back. Take all the frags off the back. All the things.
Now the takeoff, another hazard.
Hey, don't spare the horsepower.
Several uniformed North Vietnamese regulars are spotted by the medic. He and the crew chief return their fire.
Okay, we've got our 3 wounded GIs on board. At least one of them is hit pretty bad. We took a little fire on the way out of this pickup area. The medic is beginning to do his job. We should be back at Hawk Hill in about 15 minutes right now. The medic's got a busy few minutes ahead of him before we get back to Hawk Hill.
Dustoff has returned. Later, the diagnosis. Yes, they will live. They are fortunate they will not lose their limbs. One man will need to have a portion of his face reconstructed.
Sometimes their lives depend on you. I mean, you hold it in your hands as a medic. You know, it's just hard to say, but right then you hold life and death in your hand.
Yes, this is. Yes, this is. 124 Charge, Roger. I have one open letter standing by. Doc Barron?
Yeah.
One open letter, about 5 minutes or so. Something's wrong with one of the guy's legs.
Soon the radio is active again. The Dustoff crews are off on another mission. Their motto is strive to save lives. So often their missions are successful, but too often the war speaks with finality. Booby traps and bullets do not comprehend mercy, and not even the heroism of the Dustoff crews can intervene.
Appleby, watch the IV. Bicarb ready.
Bicarb's
in. Quiet now. Got a flashlight, please?
Flashlight.
Well, we were.
Zion?
How many are coming in now? 2? I think there's 3 more now. 3?
I believe there's 3.